all his training and is totally impressed with him. And with this, Cheyenne remembers the past, that 7 years ago when he was a cop, they were betrayed by their own member and he was so scared to die on the battle against a mob of gangsters that he wet himself. But his best friend was able to pull him to his senses. But in the end, he betrayed his friend by hiding from the fight instead of calling for backup, just like his friend has instructed him to do. And because of this, his friend died in the battlefield for nothing. After the funeral, he went to meet his wife because he felt guilty for his death. His wife blamed him for coming back alive when everyone else died on the battlefield, and she complains about her children that they never come home. So Cheyenne decides to check on his friend's children and he found out that the son was totally addicted with internet games, that he did not even come to his own father's funeral, and he don't even visit his mother who was in the hospital. He confronts him about it, but the boy tells him that his parents has abandoned him completely, and they never even noticed that he was bullied every day in school, and he was always alone because his family had to move places a lot of time because his father was a cop. And while he was showing his anger and frustration at Cheyenne, the boy ends up getting sick because he was very malnourished and he ends up passing away. On his funeral, Cheyenne decides to quit being a cop because he realized that being a cop is really useless when you cannot even save your own friend. Later, he decides to find the daughter as well, and with the help of his friend he was able to find her, and the daughter turns out to be the headmistress of the school in the future. He decides to go to her place where she was staying to talk to her, but he ends up finding her trying to make plot with an ugly old man, and he realizes that she has turned into a plot machine for making money. Cheyenne ignores the old man and confronts Jean. What was she doing with her life? But the old man suddenly gets a heart attack, and Jean throws away the medicine of the old man and Cheyenne couldn't stop her, leading to the death of the old man. So Cheyenne angrily asks her what was she doing, and she explains that she and the old man had just married the day before, and she wanted to kill him so that she can get his money. Hearing this, Cheyenne starts scolding her even more, asking her that how can the daughter of a hero falls to such a low-level scum. But Jean gets angry at him, and she starts hitting him with a whip like a crazy woman, telling him that their father was no hero, because he abandoned his family for his work, and now that he is dead, no one is there to take care of their family, and she had no choice but to work as a plot machine to support her family. And this is not all. When her father was alive, she had to drop school because her father's job didn't pay enough, and he was never there when her mother felt sick and had to be admitted to the hospital because he was busy with his job. And even though with all that suffering their family was going through, her father still chose the job over the family so that he can feel like a hero. Later, after her anger subsides, Jean reveals that she will not be getting the old man's money because it will be going to his ex-wife and his child, and that's why she wanted to kill him for wasting her time. And she further tells him that the only thing she got from him is his stock in a ruined school. Hearing all this, Cheyenne felt guilty for letting her father die, so he tells her to hit him more because that's the only time his heart feels at peace, as it takes away his guilt for betraying her father. But Jean is smart, so she gives him an offer to serve her in that school instead, where she will be the headmistress, and that's how Cheyenne became the head instructor. After 2 weeks had passed, Hibiki was finally let out of the cell and his aura has totally changed. Meanwhile, Akane was in trouble as all the boys were chasing after her because she left her cleaning duty, and the boys wants to catch her for a reward from the instructor. His aura has totally changed. Meanwhile, Akane was in trouble as all the boys were chasing after her because she left her cleaning duty, and the boys wants to catch her for a reward from the instructors. While she is running, she bumps into Moku and falls to the ground, and both of them were in deep trouble because the boys wants to beat Moku as well because they find him annoying. Just then, Hibiki appears and he is able to save the both of them by beating the out of all those boys mercilessly, and they had no choice but to escape. Moku is very impressed with him, and Akane tells Hibiki to follow her so that she can treat his wounds. But as they enter the room, she locks the door and immediately tries to develop plot with him. Just then, Haku and Shiori arrives to save Akane but ends up seeing her and Hibiki together. Hibiki just stands up and looks at them coldly and challenges Haku to a fight, telling them that if he wins, they will have to work together with him for the escape plan. In the morning assembly, Hibiki calls out for Cheyenne and in front of the whole class, he tells him that while he was in solitary he reflected upon his sins and he vows from the bottom of his heart that he will never do it again. And from that day onwards he vows that he will think of his classmates as his brothers and he requests Cheyenne to give him one more chance. Everyone looks at Hibiki and they know it's all just an act for his plan and they think that Cheyenne will never fall for it. But turns out, Cheyenne fell for it, and he is very proud of Hibiki and he tells everyone to follow his example. After that, the girls' class came towards them and their instructor named Cho challenges Cheyenne to let his students fight against his, and they will compare who is the better instructor. Cheyenne accepts the challenge and chose his fighter, and they immediately went to fight with the girls. But turns out, the girls were much stronger than the boys and they were all defeated brutally. And Cheyenne is so disappointed with them that he gave them a punishment that the boys won't be getting dinner. But Hibiki immediately stands up and tells Cheyenne to let him try, so that he can prove his repentance by defending his honor. With that, he immediately went after Haku, the strongest fighter in the girls' class, and he tricks her with a handshake as he gropes her boobs. Haku gets furious at him and immediately starts throwing her punches at him without stopping. Everyone starts talking shit about Haru that he is only trying to show off, and Cho tells Cheyenne that soon they will need a stretcher for Haru. But everyone doesn't realize that it was his plan all along by making Haku angry to make her fight without thinking so that she will lose all her stamina. Haru has been training to develop his endurance and stamina in the cell, and the moment he saw that Haku is tired, he locks her with his arms and leg forcing her to surrender, and he ends up winning the fight. Everyone was surprised that he is able to beat her, but Cho was not satisfied with the match and he calls Hibiki a cheater. So Cheyenne tells him that it is a fair match because the only rule was to beat the opponent, and if he has a problem with that, they can spar right now, but Cho admits his defeat because he did not want to spar with the strongest man on the campus. Just then, Ryo makes his entrance, telling Cheyenne that winning against girls is not really prestigious, and he tells them that they should fight their class instead, where Yo, the strongest fighter from class 6, will be fighting against Hibiki, the strongest fighter of class 4. Cheyenne disagrees to his request because it is not fair for Yo to fight against Hibiki because he is an experienced fighter and Hibiki is just a normal student. Hearing this, Ryo calls Cheyenne a pussy, telling him that the only way he knows how to raise his profile is by beating girls. Hibiki takes this as his opportunity to earn Cheyenne trust and tells them that instead of competing by fighting, they should do a basic competition instead, like standing at attention without moving, since everyone can do that and whoever moves first loses. The instructors accept his proposal and they begin the competition, and both of them was unwilling to lose at all. After 1 hour, they were still fighting and everyone couldn't even stand properly anymore, but Hibiki and Yo were still standing without moving even an inch, and all the girls including Shiori were very impressed with Hibiki's dedication. After 3 hours they were still competing and Yo is about to collapse, but Hibiki is still standing strong. Finally, Cheyenne offers a proposal to end the match with a draw because they both might collapse. Ryo decides to accept his proposal because he is worried that he might lose.